Hello everyone, Frost here. Welcome back to another classic WoW video. This is the first part from the Profession series, a series that will contain 4 episodes covering all 12 professions. First part will be about the gathering skills, second part about the armor and weapon crafting, third part will look into the 3 remaining primary professions, Alchemy, Engineering and Enchanting, and we'll end the series with the secondary skills, First Aid, Cooking and Fishing. Looking up online for a vanilla WoW profession guide will mostly give you results about how to level it from 1 to 300, rarely covering them as an overview or slightly more in depth. The purpose of the series is to help new and returning players choose the skills that suits their needs. For some reason, vanilla professions are underrated, and I believe that the reason is lack of knowledge and lack of awareness on the nature of the changing economy. The demands during the first 3 months will not be the same as the demand 6 or 12 months after release. Half of the gold making guides on this channel are made and suited for a mature economy, and most professions will thrive during that time. The point is, don't pick a profession and expect to get rich from day one. There's a saying that classic WoW is a marathon, not a race, and the same principle will apply to professions. The way I see the trading skills is more like an investment, a way in the future to make some passive and semi-passive income, thus making grinding for gold no longer a required task, just a thing of the past. Although choosing profession solely for making gold is somehow a bit selfish and in contradiction with the nature of vanilla WoW. Some trade skills are more suited for helping your guild and providing services for your close friends. We'll talk more about this in a future episode, as today we're covering gathering. Each WoW profession is based in the need for raw materials gathered from the world. Thus, if you're not sure where to start in your WoW gold making journey, or even if you're already a gold making pro looking for an easy way to make more cash, you might want to consider dual gathering professions. Dual gathering setup is a fantastic way to get started in gold making for several reasons. You will become more familiar with the markets for a wide variety of gathered goods on your server. You will make more gold than the standard gathering plus crafting setup that most players use, since you will be selling in 2 markets instead of 1, with the further benefit of not using up any of the materials you would previously have used for crafting needs. And you will optimize your time spent out questing or farming mobs in the world. Now let's take a look at each individual gathering skill and give some examples on how to make gold with them, figuring out their true potential. Skinning. The profession that is most consistent, convenient, and easy to level. Picking this skill while on your leveling journey will almost guarantee enough gold to learn your skills and train them out at level 40, even if you're on a speed leveling session. This is because skinning is not necessarily tied to the changing economy, and in case the market is oversaturated with leather, you can always vendor it for a fair price. At level 60, skinning will provide more diversity in grinding spots, and it will allow you to make similar gold per hour as the Felcloth or Tier's Hand spots. Let's take for example an hour of grind and skin in Felwood, hunting the Angerclaw Maulers. A spot that very little people would even consider to grind. Most of the gold from here comes from the stackable grey items that are very commonly dropped. The Bear Jaw, which sells for 89.80 per stack of 10, the Savage Bear Claw, which sells for 57.80 per stack of 10, the Bear Flank, which sells for 57.80 per stack of 10, Wicked Claw, which sells for 25 silver per stack of 5, and the Large Bear Bone, which sells for 15 silver each. Without skinning, compared to most places, this might not be the greatest camp for gold per hour, although at least this seems to be consistent. But skinning is where a lot of the money will come from if you want the good results. You can skin rugged and thick leather off of these. During 1 hour of grind here I got about 6 stacks of rugged leather and 5 stacks of thick leather, which is worth on average about 22 gold. Keep in mind that the amount of leather you get per hour is subjective to your class and killing speed. Also got 20 gold worth of grey and green items, which puts me on 42 gold per hour consistent. Notice how skinning doubled my gold per hour. Once you get skinning to 300 skill, start grinding for the Finkel Skinner in Upper Blackrock Spire. While you're there, remember that skinning the beast can yield pristine hide of the beast, a rare and sought after material used in making 3 epic items. In raids like Molten Core, you'll be able to skin for the Corehound leather, Onyxia for the Onyxia scale cloak, but keep in mind some guilds have a designated skinner for these items as they will be used for guild progression. Another niche market filled with opportunities to get rich is the Devil's Hour leather market, as this is used for making the pre-best in slot Devil's Hour leggings and gauntlets, a set that most people will be required to get. Although this market will be a fishy one and you might be required to join a mafia in order to compete, but covering this will require a whole video on its own. Overall, skinning is a great profession and choosing it will only enrich your experience. Mining. Mining, on the other hand, compared to skinning, it's more subjective to the changing economy. But this does not mean that you will not be able to do decent amount of gold with. It means that you'll have to take a careful look at the market and sell your goods at the highest price, usually during weekends and prime time. Although picking mining would be more suited if you plan to get blacksmith or engineering, since there are more opportunities to transform your raw materials into gold this way. Compared to skinning, mining will also be harder to level up. Make sure to enchant a pair of gloves with +5 mining, and if you're an engineer, make yourself a goblin mining helmet, as this will add +5 mining to your skill. As you already know, mining nodes only appear on the side of hills and cliffs and mountains and so on, so you're unlikely to find any ores in the Great Rolling Plains, unless there's a small hill there. Keep in mind that Darnassus has no ore whatsoever, so if you're a night elf and want to mine, move over to Darkshore ASAP and always follow the cliff faces or hillsides. Some of the valuables from mining are mithril and thorium, accompanied by solid and dense stones. These will sell almost at all times. Make sure to check the auction house because sometimes selling bars over ores might be more profitable as the market demands. Silver and gold always sell as ore since people use them to level their mining skill via smelting. You'd be amazed on how much people are willing to pay for those. There's a great feeling in finding a rich thorium vein while adventuring into Azeroth, and an even greater feeling finding an arcane crystal within the vein. Early game, arcane crystal prices will skyrocket, reaching crazy numbers up to 20 golds, but eventually the market will settle and the average price will be between 5 and 8 gold. Normally, if you have an alt with alchemy, you can transmute it into an arcanite bar or just purchase the cooldown from an alchemist for a greater profit. Mining in dungeons such as BRD for dark iron ore can be pretty rewarding, and Molten Core it's rich in dark iron ore, but remember that some guilds have a policy regarding this. To give a proper example on how to make lots of gold with mining is 2 men running the Armal East jump runs. The required things to have are mining, of course, and enchanting. With proper knowledge and gear, a run should take about 10 minutes. You will kill 3 bosses, Hydrospawn, Tornhoof, and Alzin the Wild Shaper. The rare goods obtained from this grind are Essence of Water, Felclots, class books, a variety of enchanting materials, most common large brilliant shards, and a small chance to get Foror's Compendium of Dragon Slaying. After you kill the last boss, head towards the cave exit, and there you'll always find 3 to 4 rich thorium veins, yielding on average a stack of thorium, some dense stones, arcane crystals, and if lucky, some other rare gems. Rinse and repeat and share your earnings fairly with your mate. This spot is literally a gold mine, and those who are not afraid to mine will be richly rewarded. Herbalism. And at last, welcome to the wonderful world of competitive flower picking. Before you begin, know that herbalism is not just a walk in the park, but the payoffs can be great. Herbalism is practically a must for alchemists. Almost all the potions will take herbs and vials to create, but that does not mean that you cannot pick it individually. Herbalism as a gathering skill is great for making some quick gold. Your biggest form of income will come from high-level herbs, but there are early opportunities as well. To understand the amount of extra gold you can make on your adventure in Azeroth, let's take a look at some estimated prices for a variety of herbs. A stack of Dreamfoil will sell for 20 to 30 gold, and you can usually pick it in Ajara, Felwood, Winterspring, and Siletus. A stack of Grom's Blood will sell for 25 to 35 gold, pickable in Felwood, Blasted Lands, Winterspring. A stack of Mountain Silver Sage will sell for 15 to 25 gold, pick them in Angoro, Ajara, Siletus, Western Plaguelands. A stack of Ghost Mushrooms will sell for 15 to 25 gold, found in the Hinterlands, Desolas, and with a higher concentration in Maraudon. Fadeleaf and Blindweed are great mid-level herbs that will sell very well for the whole iteration of vanilla. And of course the jackpot, Black Lotus, the most expensive and sought after herb. There's great joy in finding one of these herbs because the price of it can get anywhere from 40 to 80 gold. But getting them ain't easy and requires knowledge and dedication in setting up a plan of action. Like we discussed earlier about the Devil's Sour Mafia, something similar and shady will happen in this area as well. People will have alts camping the spawn points, and the gold farmers will have intense knowledge about this herb, making you unlikely to find any. Nevertheless, these people can be beaten at their own game. I've done it before, and you can do it as well. Alterac Valley will have a game based on racing to the mid-battlefield, as a Black Lotus will spawn there every game. Prepare your epic mount, carrot on a stick, speed enchants, and never give up. Some final tips: ask a leatherworker to craft herbalist gloves for you and enhance them with +5 herb skill. It will help you level it smoother and stay on track with the leveling process. In my opinion, herbalism is one of the best professions in vanilla, and learning how to properly use it will make gold rain on you. If you are going to go dual gathering specs for reasons of profit, then I suggest you do so on your main, as your main by definition should be out and about in the world more. The chances of gathering should be much greater, therefore granting you access to more gold. And if you still wish to pursue crafting professions, do so on your alts or your bank alt. This is it for the gathering profession overview. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. If you did, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Until next time, stay frosty.